day, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're right, because it's time for Profit Review. Now, last week we discussed the November 13, 2025 Rustor, and of course that means today we're here to talk about November 20. So sit back, relax, and I'll start yapping. So, what was my initial impression when I first saw this Rustor? Oh, a brand new transparent aim sight revolver has appeared. Oh, lovely. Oh, hang on a minute, it's got more transparency than a Heatseeker revolver. Uh-oh. Oh, look. The most requested design for a Cenotype large box has actually been accepted, so okay, that's looking pretty cool. Oh, look! Another garage door has appeared. Wow. No. Oh, okay then. A sulfur small box. Perhaps you could put it on like a shelf above your furnaces. Oh, does that mean we could potentially see some high quality metal boxes being made, metal frags? Okay, that might be pretty interesting. Small props collections, kind of like turning into a bit of an interesting sort of spot here, so that's cool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Is that a waifu bed? Yes, it is. Popstar Collection makes a bed skin and it gets accepted. Okay, then. Surely that might be pretty interesting. And, oh, hang on a minute. An actual collection that got set up in 2025 actually finishes in 2025 as well. Night Dim Collection finally gets to Tier 2. It actually completes itself. All right, well, cool. Not going to complain about that. But is it actually an in-demand collection? Will it actually hold up quite nicely? Well, that'd be a discussion, won't it? Oh, cool. Another green backpack's accepted. Reptile Hunter. Hang on a minute. Do you actually even need to skin your backpack to get a dark green backpack? No, you don't. However, there's some interesting things to talk about that, don't you worry. Another L96 skin. It is the focused item of the month. However, considering what we just saw previously with the Black Diamond and the Abyss L96, at this specific point in time, they were not holding up very nicely. Protector, it's not exactly like a super in-demand collection, and I didn't have the strongest of confidence with this. But hang on a minute, we don't actually see that many bolt-action rifle skins being accepted. Okay. Yeah, we've had some interesting Twitch drops and whatnot somewhat recently, but I have noticed quite a lot of these skins have actually kind of worked out alright in the past. So as long as it sells reasonably, so okay, maybe you might be right. And we mentioned it last week, cargo heli, bandana, bandana and poncho, so I lost my tongue there. Not exactly the core pieces we're expecting, but, well, it was a surprise to see. But also, we now question, is the skin creator going to make a collection continuation anytime soon? Well, we'll talk about that. So, a perfectly fine looking batch of skins, but of course, with every single Rustor that we see, I'm always questioning, what potentially is the best investment for this week? Well, I had to just instantly jump in and talk about that Olympus revolver. Now, by default, many times in the past, I've sat here and said revolvers tend to probably be the most reliable and best investments whenever you see them, all right? But that right there, not only is it a nice marble-esque white design with some gold trim, this has the most transparency we have ever seen on a revolver. Absurd. And I was incredibly surprised to even see it actually appear. But okay, cool. Now, to this day, I'm not sure if everybody's super pleased with its light design. It looks a bit eerie. They removed the square bit right here, which we still see in like the Heatseeker revolver, for example, but it's not in this, and it only gives you just a little bit more transparency. But it doesn't matter. I've seen this before, like case in point. Look at the Heatseeker MP5, for example. The most transparency we have ever seen on MP5, and that did like absurd sales. 65,000 subscribers, and most likely 100,000 circulation. But because nothing competes with it, people still buy it, and the price has actually risen up quite nicely as of recent. So, okay, maybe you might sell a reasonable amount, we'll see. Is this going to be an instant profit? I mean, listen, by default, based on what we have seen, a revolver could come out, still have a standard sight, but it still do okay. In fact, we actually saw this earlier this year. So earlier in 2025, we had seen the, what was it? It was the Black Ops revolver, and I can quickly find that right now. So even back then, after we had just gone through October 2025, just went through the autumn-fall seasonal dip, it was real bad for 2025. But those revolvers here, oh, they held out quite nicely. Even this one, all right? So, by default, yeah, you're good. But also, you have the most transparency we've ever seen. It might be special. But I'm not joking when I sat here and said that this revolver right here, the Heatseeker revolver, before we saw the Olympus appeared, this was pushing up to $9. Do you notice when the Olympus revolver appeared? Can you spot where it happened? Yeah, that got real bad. But as you might notice here, still recovered. So, all right, cool. So, we've seen some very interesting things with revolvers in the past. You were looking special, 100%. But there's only one little worry. Does this open the door to potentially see a lot more revolvers being produced with that amount of transparency? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Now, looking at all the other skins, by default, I know 100% I would have talked about this. Cinetype Dropbox, okay. So just to remind all of you, at this specific point in time, it was kind of becoming clear that we were reaching the end of the Cinetype collection. In the past, large box collections, they usually finish at around, well, 15 to 18 in total. So, okay. I was asking everybody, before it finishes, what designs would you like to see being made before it wraps up? And Dropbox was definitely one of the most requested overall. And, well, lo and behold, it's here. So by default, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, surely you work out all right. Surely this is going to be okay. We'll discuss that in a bit, don't you worry. Next up, I would have talked about the Popstar bed. So, yes, not everybody is a fan of the anime designs and whatnot, but I was actually incredibly surprised to see that this was accepted. A very nice, bright, glow-in-the-dark design, very colourful, very silly, and, well, again, you might have a group where they don't like, they probably don't like Popstar. But if you have like beds in your bases, you could just quickly change it and laugh at them saying that they're sleeping on it. Haha. So yes, a waifu bed, lots of jokes being made. I honestly thought, even though we are seeing tons of beds being accepted and whatnot, surely that is going to be one of the most unique designs we've ever seen. Surely, with the jokes, the colourfulness and whatnot, it'll work out all right. So that's what I was thinking. What about the sales though? Well, I was keeping an eye on it, but it was looking interesting. It was looking special. I genuinely was thinking about buying a bunch of these. So, okay, cool. I definitely would have mentioned the small sulfur box. So, by default, metal frags box, high quality metal box, put all three on a shelf above where your furnaces are. That sounds like, you know, making great use of space and whatnot. That sounded useful. Was the small props collection actually going to continue? Will we actually see those other boxes being made? So, there was potential there. Would it happen? Well, I'll talk about that in a bit. So, yes, I would have talked about the Reptile Hunter large backpack. In the past, we've only seen one other green backpack. That was the Bombshell backpack. And by default, when I first saw that, I was like, guys, listen. The standard large backpack, when it's not skinned, it is by default dark green. You don't need to buy the Bombshell backpack. A short while later after this, in anticipation to the jungle update, because we got like the previews back in like April time, if you can remember, everybody was buying anything green. Clothing, weapons, you name it. And that backpack, oh yeah, that went up in price very, very high. So, yeah, people do appreciate a good green backpack. But this right here, it's walking into a fully well-established collection that people like really do appreciate, Reptile Hunter. I was kind of noticing fairly early on, so let's just quickly point out with the predictions video. I'm sitting here, it's been a good few hours since the Rust rotated. This is not the highest selling skin, not even top 3. It's sitting like near the end, like it's just sitting back, it's not selling that much. So I'm sitting here and thinking, you know what? Maybe that could be like the Dark Horse investment. Yeah, sure, Revolver's getting all the attention and Cinetype Dropbox, fair enough. But you, people aren't really keeping an eye on you, you're looking interesting. I just couldn't help but assume that that would actually work out quite nicely as well. I was also looking at that, thinking about considering buying a few, especially if it wasn't going to sell that much by the end of its 7-day 10 year. So, okay, you're looking special. Night Demon Tier 2, it's nice to see you appear, and of course it does complete the set, so let's just quickly showcase to you. Yes, we've got the Tier 3, the hoodie and pants, the boots and the gloves, and the Tier 2. A complete set. Maybe in the future we'll see like a jacket or something, but this is also a bit of an issue. I sit here and I question, could we actually see anything come out after this that could give it a boost? Is this an actual in-demand collection? All nice and shiny and gold, but is it something people can actively chase after and want to use and whatnot? So, I was questioning it, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to discredit it. And also, how much was it going to sell? Was it going to sell as much in comparison to the other skins? Was it going to sell nicely? So, we'll talk about that in a bit. I didn't have that much faith in you. I thought you might be okay. You weren't selling that much either. Cargo heli, well, last week I was sitting here hoping to see like a core piece being made over the course of the weekend. Didn't happen. But we still saw this being accepted, so I will confirm to you, yes, the boots and the gloves did spike in price ever so nice. Didn't last that long, no. So, okay. So, I'm now hoping for Cargo Heli Tier 3 or hoodie and pants, but now I'm also hoping for burlap clothing and high clothing, because this is a primitive option. So that might be a little bit weird and strange in the future, but hey, at least it's nice to see more of it. But will we actually see more of it. So, okay. Skin creator does like to take his time. He usually makes new clothing skins for this set like every year and a bit. So that doesn't really bode well for this, does it? No. So, okay, cool. Understood. Oh, I didn't even talk about the garage door. Well, it's another garage door. Yay. Okay, sorry about that, but you get the idea. It was like the 37th of the year. It was getting ridiculous. So, okay. How did everything progress with the first 24 hours of sales? Well, let's go ahead and showcase that. So, over here I go. Ta-da! The first 24 hours of sales, Olympus Revolver does just under 13,000 subscribers. Interesting. Very interesting. So, by default, I think it's going to reach around 30,000 subscribers. That's what I'm assuming. But the Xenotype Dropbox, it's the lowest 24 hours of sales I've ever seen with all the Xenotype skins. Just under 11,000 subscribers. Very interesting. Small Sulphur Box, 7,500 almost. Okay, people are appreciating that design. Biohazard Bunker Garage Door, a perfectly fine glow-in-the-dark, drippy, yucky sort of radioactive design, but still selling very nicely. People appreciate it. 7,200. Popstar Bed selling very reasonably. Only 7,000 subscribers. I was sitting there and thinking, well, is it going to barely reach 15,000 subscribers? That was one of the skins I was genuinely thinking about considering buying. Now it sits there, not selling that much. Only making it look a whole lot more appealing. Night Demon, Tier 2 armor. With the sales that it was getting, it looked like it was going to be the lowest selling piece out of all the other skins. So, okay. So as long as the collection remains fairly in demand, that will actually work out very nicely. Okay, that's looking pretty interesting. But oh my. Reptile Hunter Backpack, only 4,400 subscribers. Like, that genuinely did not look like it was going to even reach 10,000 subscribers. Okay. Well, I'm curious, and I'm interested. And then with the weapons, they weren't getting that much attention. Not too surprised. I was still not feeling very confident with the R96, but the bolt action rifle, you were looking somewhat reasonable. Okay. And then the bandana and the poncho, not really getting anywhere. But that was very similar to what we saw the previous week, so okay. Not a bad batch of skins, and of course, the sales, not too ridiculous. But how did everything progress? Of course, when we did the abnormal barders. So let's now switch back over to here. This is the night where I do the abnormal barders, and as you might notice, there's a bit of a shift with the sales. So as you notice here, Olympus Revolver, oh yeah, that was getting a lot of attention, like towards the end of its 7-day tenure. So of course, it's Wednesday night, we're talking about the prices and whatnot, but that's sitting there with over 34,000 subscribers. Heatseeker Revolver only got like 20-ish thousand, not a ridiculous amount. So, okay. Well, but yes, with what I'm looking at here, Olympus Revolver, I do believe there's a lot of demand behind it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't really pick up the pace initially. Again, this is the end of November. We're about to roll into December time. It's about to be Christmas time. And usually around here, we start to notice skins, their prices improving, but it doesn't really kick into shift around the end of December, post-Christmas time. Oh, that time we're currently experiencing right now. So, Olympus Revolver, you were looking interesting. Well, I did think about offering some very nice higher prices for that. I honestly wanted to go fairly strong in it. But at the specific time, I also didn't have that much funds. I was like trying my best to try and get some funds so I could actually go ahead and buy some of these. So, yeah, it was looking interesting. Xenotype Dropbox, just over 22,000 subscribers. Not that much. Really not that much. Potentially the lowest selling skin that we've ever seen for a Xenotype skin. Biohazard Garage Door, not doing too bad, just over 17,000 subscribers, followed by the Small Sulphur Box at just under 16,000 subscribers. Too much surprise, Popstar Bed, it did just about reach 15,000 subscribers, but not really that much. Like, for the design, for the jokes that I was seeing about it and whatnot, I honestly thought that was going to sell more. But it wasn't. So that was making it look a whole lot more appealing. And then Night Demon Tier 2, yep, it's the lowest selling piece in comparison to all the other skins that we've seen for the collection, so okay, that's also looking good. That backpack, only 8,600 subscribers almost, looking very special. So, of course, what prices do we suggest for the abnormals and, of course, the regular skins? So, for the Revolver, priced at $2.49, I said $1.80 to $2.30. I was going in strong. I wanted it. Xenotype Dropbox, I said $1.70 to $2.20. That's what I usually offer for a skin like that, so, yep, that's fine. Biohazard Bunker Garage Door, didn't have that much faith in it, didn't think it was going to hold up, especially considering all the garage doors we saw accepted up to this point. I think we had like 36 or 37 accepted so far in 2025. I was expecting more, especially with Christmas time. So I suggested only 70 cents to $1. In regards to the Night Demon Tier 2, They're all priced at $1.49. I suggested for the road sign kilt 80 cents to $1.10 because kilt tends to be the most valuable piece out of all the tier 2. But for the road sign vest and the helmet, the coffee can, I said 70 cents to 90 cents. For the Reptile Hunter large backpack, I was looking at it, I was thinking about it. $3 price. I thought, you know what, worst case scenario, it might only go down to about like $2. So I said $1.70 to $2.30. Protect L96, yeah, it didn't sell that much, but I was expecting another one to be accepted next week, or literally like the next day, of course, with the next restore. Didn't have that much faith. 70 cents to $1. Demon Slayer bolt action rifle, though. I thought to myself, you know what? Oh, no, it's a regular skin, sorry. Cargo heli, bandana, and poncho. I didn't have that much faith. Only 6,400 subscribers. Well, that one's got 6,400. This one's got about 5,600. $1.49 each. Didn't have that much faith. 40 cents to 60 cents. And then for the regular skins, small sulfur box. Questioned it, thought about it. I thought, you know what? 80 cents to $1.20 for the small sulfur box. Demon Slayer bolt action rifle. I was kind of curious about. It looked pretty cool. Wasn't that... It didn't really have that much colour to it. It didn't have that much features on it. But still, a perfectly fine, reasonably selling design. I said 80 cents to $1.20. I thought that actually might work out quite all right. Well then, how did everything turn out? Did I actually buy anything? Well, I can confirm to you I did buy some things. So let's just go back to November time. Yep. In November 2025, when I looked at this roster, I thought, wow, there's some pretty interesting skins here. I ended up buying 100 Olympus revolvers, and I honestly wanted to buy more. But based on the amount of funds I had at the time, it was a bit of a scramble trying to get those funds. I bought 50 Popstar beds, 20 Xenotype drop boxes, and only 15 Reptile Hunter large backpacks. Well then, let me tell you, I really wish I bought more of those Olympus revolvers. That worked out wonderfully. It doubled in price, and to be honest with you, it doesn't look like it's going to stop. So if I could just quickly turn on my extension just so we can see things a little bit better. Can't confirm to you, this did work out very nicely. During post-Christmas, it has been phenomenal. Right now it's the 18th of January, and if I could just quickly do this, boop, 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 and there we go. Right, so it's sitting here at $5.60 almost. Only 250 listings. But if I could just show you how it's all spread out. So let's, come on, open up. There you go. You got 1, 4, 1, 15. That's a bit too much, but hey, we'll live with that. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's pretty thin. It got 25 there, and it's pretty thin again. Then you got 15 there, it's pretty thin again. Like, honestly, it's very nicely spread out. And this could probably catch up to the price that we saw with the Heatseeker Revolver. And right now, that Heatseeker Revolver is doing very nicely for itself. So let's just get a quick look at that. Can confirm to you that Heatseeker Revolver is sitting there at about $7.50. Didn't fully match up to the price that it was just before we saw this appear. But give it time, I wouldn't be surprised if that does recover. And this potentially matches up as well. Just want to point out, though, almost 39,000 subscribers. This right here, 21,675. But like I said, if nothing compares to it, it'll still work out perfectly fine. Exactly like the Heatseeker MP5. Which, by the way, how much is that selling for right now? Can confirm to you, it's sitting there, comfortably over $3 with only 422 listings. When it got real bad for this a good year ago, this almost had 3,000 listings. But it's actually working out quite right now. So, all right, cool. So, all right, point made. Things are looking pretty sweet for the Revolver. And if I honestly had more funds, I would have bought more. Now, you might sit there and say, okay, but did you sell any? No, I'm going to hold on to them. I honestly think as time goes on, it'll actually keep progressing quite nicely. And again, based on the amount of Revolvers that we've seen in the past, we don't expect that many to be accepted year on year. Now, just to remind you, that was technically only 2. That was a mistake. So, yeah, just to remind all of you. So, all right, cool. Let's see if it works out nicely. Did you buy any Revolvers yourself? I'm pretty sure you did. You might recall this was one of the contenders for the Ruskin of the Year 2025. But it fell just short. So, all right, cool. Keep an eye on this. I'm pretty sure as time goes on, especially during the summer of 2026, you'll see that at a higher price. Problem is, though, will we actually see more Olympus skins being accepted? Let me tell you, I'm starting to see some pretty interesting, pretty cool looking designs. But, well, time will tell. So, all right, cool. Olympus collection, or rather the 2 skins. Let's see if you get more family soon. Let's see if we could get a nice boost on that. But could we also potentially see something that competes with that? I don't really want to find out. So, all right, cool. You did good. You did wonderful. Xenotype drop box. I know we're sitting here and panicking about the potential boxes DLC, but it looks like that's set now for March time. So we've still got time until that potentially appears. I'm also still leaning towards, I think it's a small box collection. So we'll talk about that in a second. I've got a good reason for it. But this, and also look at all of this. Unfortunately, during this panic, this, well, we're not sure what this proposed Boxers DLC Face Punch is making, but by default, a lot of people are assuming it's going to be a large box set. And if it is, oh no. Every storage collection, oh my, oh no. But that also leads to the idea of it potentially being a small box collection, because Face Punch must be fully well aware if they made their very own large box collection, and it's much more affordable and cheaper compared to all the storage collections. I mean, these would just plummet in price. So we'll give you another reason in a second. But as you'll notice, all the more recent Xenotype skins, they're doing very well for themselves. Up 55, up 24, up 44, up 35, up 27, up 33. Looking lovely. And of course, we did see some more Xenotype skins being accepted after that. And I also can confirm that ended up with 24,000 subscribers. It was beat by Electric and Fuel and Food. So, okay. As of now, the more recent Xenotype skins are looking very nice. And, well, if you're still unsure about what you're... if you're still not sure what this Boxers DLC is going to be, by all means, sell whilst you can. Prices are still good at the moment, even though we're like almost 3 weeks into January, prices are still holding up. The player count's still very good. Yep, still looking pretty good. I mean, it's getting late now, but yeah, you get the idea. So, okay. For your consideration, but also, did you buy some yourself? As I said, I did buy a batch. Not too many, but I'm not regretting it either. Maybe I should probably consider making some sales. I should probably get to that. Biohazard Bunker Garage Door. It went down in price. Are we surprised? No, not really. But what I should also point out is, after this, we did see more garage doors being accepted. We saw Firefly's garage door, which is still holding up quite nicely. We also saw Cobalt Jungle Container garage door, which is also holding up very nicely. And a Christmas one. I was expecting it, we saw it. But also, with the first few weeks of, Rust doors this year, we've seen 3 in a row. There is a 100% success rate so far for garage doors in 2026. This does not make me feel confident. But to my surprise, that's actually doing quite right. Anyway, focusing. For what this is, honestly, it was a perfectly fine look and design. Nothing wrong with it. It's just we've seen so many garage doors that have appeared this year. And you might sit there and say, but the glow looks nice. But you know what? Guess what? All the other ones, all the other garage doors we saw this year with a perfectly fine amount of glow in the dark and whatnot, not all of them worked out very nicely. So, of course, right now, it's post-Christmas, and as you'll see, take a look. How many of these garage doors are actually in the positive? Look at all the 2025 ones. And then we look, and then we see, well, you got 1 there, you got 2 there, you got 3 there, you got 4 there, you got 5 there, you got 6, and you got 7. Now, you could probably say there's about 5 to 10 Twitch drops and kick drops, but in total, we saw 39 garage doors in 2025, and only a select few are actually in the positive, the rest of them not looking too pretty. So, yeah, we're not surprised by this. That's 2025. But, by all means, if you bought it and you liked it, that's what matters most, right? Skin Creator did try to get some more skins being made, but didn't work out, unfortunately. You never know, but as of now, not really. So, okay, fair enough. This is where I'm now going to talk about why I believe this proposed Boxers DLC is a small box collection. Around this period of time, we started to first see mentions of a proposed Boxers DLC from Face Punch themselves. It also coincides with this collection stopping. So Sulphur Box was the last one to be accepted, even though more of them were made. So let's just quickly point this out to you. What's your name? Mr. McGwamp and Mr. CG Poison. Perfectly fine design, but as you'll notice, we never got to see the small seal box, which was actually a pretty funny idea. The small high quality metal box. We also didn't see the small fish box, although technically that was a naval theme skin. We'll see what becomes of it. It might still appear for February Force Wipe, we shall see. But point still remains. It randomly stops. Even though the designs we saw were perfectly fine, I didn't see any issues with them. People actively asking for a fish box. They wanted to see the metal flags box and the high quality metal box. This was a design they made by themselves, but still, break glass in case of emergency. That's pretty funny. Anyway, so moving on. I am under the impression that the proposed small box collection, the proposed Boxers DLC is going to be a small box collection because Face Punch would be smart enough to know they don't want to negatively affect their large box collections that they already have out. And also, we've never seen an actual proper small box collection in the past. The small props collection was the leader so far. Like, we had about, what, like 10 skins in total? Let's just quickly confirm. 8 in total. And it obviously was intended and trying to be a storage collection, as you could see. But that would be the only one that would be affected. And essentially, it looks like they don't care. In regards to that one, hey, bad timing for you, I guess. We're going to make our own one. Stop now. Bye. So, oh no. So we'll see what happens next. Like, the designs Mr. McGwant was making, honestly, they were like out there. They were different. So we had seen some pretty cool designs, such as the first ever diesel box, the first actual cards box, but lo and behold, what happened? We did see the neon small cards box actually being accepted. But the diving box, perhaps a lot of people greatly appreciate that. Of course, when we had the naval update in February, we got a small tea box, which a lot of people did appreciate, but not exactly doing super great at the moment. So overall, it was nice to see what we got. But this small boxes DLC potentially will be just like completely replacing it. I wouldn't be surprised if it glows in the dark. I wouldn't be surprised. That doesn't know, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens as we get closer to March 2025. Let's wait and see. What is the boxes DLC? Feel free to comment below your thoughts, what you're fearing, what you're thinking of. But yeah, it's unfortunate, just bad timing. So yeah, it definitely coincides to when we first saw mentions of the boxes DLC and the commits. Top star bed. Well, I bought 50 of you, and I'm not regretting it. No, I am not regretting it one bit. $2.49, now it's up to $4. And when this appeared, the Popstar collection as a whole, it did actually work out quite nicely. That M249 instantly went up in price. Very nice to see. Garage Door, like before this, it was kind of struggling. It wasn't doing very nicely. Well, now it sits here at about $5. It has been a bit higher than this. Looking pretty sweet. Weapons are doing pretty good. It's post-Christmas. I'm still hoping to see some more skins being made and accepted. I'm pretty sure the skin creator will try. But as of now, it's doing perfectly fine. Got no issues. I am looking forward to an SKS. Oh, what were we saying, Hedge? Oh, yeah, we might be seeing SKS become skinnable soon. That would be a pretty sweet design, just saying. So anyway, it ended with almost 17,000 subscribers. A lot of people did jump onto it. Towards the end, just before it rotated out. Anyway, so Popstar bed. Out of all the other bed skins we have seen, you are one of few that actually managed to actually stay in the positive. And as of now, it looks like you're one of the best performing ones. Aside from, well, Black Ops bed, Pirate bed, yeah, you're doing pretty good. You are like the third best one so far. And yeah, no regrets. Perfectly fine, very bright, very colourful, very cheery, lovely looking design. That worked out perfectly. And yeah, this was like the perfect signal to point out that people do appreciate anime skins, and potentially we'll start seeing a lot more of them being made and potentially being accepted. Feel free to comment below your thoughts in regards to that. Anyway, so yeah, it is what it is. Night Demon Tier 2 worked out wonderfully. So yeah, no, doing perfectly fine. Comfortably in the positive. Did it actually suffer at all? Not really. So for a while, it wasn't really doing much. Post-Christmas time, whoop. We also did happen to see the bandana and the poncho being accepted. Still spikes up nicely, and it's still maintaining its price as well. So, yes, we did see a collection continuation. No, it wasn't another core piece, but it still worked out to its favour. And unfortunately, the bandana and the poncho, well, they're struggling at the moment. But these, oh yeah, they're doing nice. So let's also point out 11,000 subscribers to 11,500 to the kilt. That did 12,700. This did 11,300. Hoodie, 15,500. Pants, almost 15,000. 12,300 for this, 13,800 for this. So yes, the tier 2 was the lowest selling pieces. These did appear. This did sell less, but again, it's not a core piece, so yeah, struggling. So yeah, no, worked out wonderfully as of now. How's that going to look as we go through March and April? Not sure what to expect, but can't complain. And I of course, I always point out post-Christmas time, the end of December, all the way through January time, best time to sell. Have you considered selling your skins if you actually picked up some of these? I've been doing a decent effort to try and sell my hoodies and pants. Did manage to sell my pants when they were a little bit more pricier. Hoodies still holding up quite nicely, getting those sales in whilst I can, but it does appear to be reasonably in demand. Props to the skin creator, and congratulations if you actually bought some of these. So yeah, not looking too bad there, looking pretty sweet. Reptile Hunter large backpack. Well. I thought about doing a pretty decent bargain, you, and initially I was just going to leave it. But then I thought, you know what? I've scraped as much as I could during this period of time to try and get some funds, add a little bit more. And I thought, you know what, why don't I just go ahead and just grab a few of these? I'm curious. I'm very curious what happens next. The lowest selling skin in comparison to the tier 2 armor, the tier 3 armor, and of course the hoodie and pants and boots and gloves and what. No, we never got boots and gloves, technically. Anyway, so yeah, it sold less than 10,000 subscribers. It now sits here at about $5, and it has been higher if I can recall. Let's just see. Wait, have you just been trending upwards non-stop? Yep, looks like you were higher. Seems the last few sales have dropped off a little bit, like literally just like the past couple of days. But no, look, you're looking good. No complaints. Can't complain. But yeah, so far, like all the buy orders, honestly, there's been a lot of success here. So in regards to all the skins that are in the positive, dang, maybe I should have offered a little bit more. Because in terms of buy orders, I don't think I've even bought one of these yet. But I did buy some straight from the store. In fact, no, I am right. I did buy one. Because I remember there's a spare in another account. So, okay. I did manage to pick up just a couple more of these. But that's it. I did buy a few of these. I bought like 20 of these. But the price did actually improve to a point, which was nice to see. This right here. I did manage to buy a whole bunch of them. Because I offered up to $1.10. You, I haven't bought any more of you. And these, I haven't bought any of these except the coffee can. So in regards to this, no, I didn't buy any extras of this, unfortunately, which would have been nice, but it did improve pretty quickly. So let's just quickly show this off to you. Well, we just showed it. Whilst it just kind of stagnated for a while, rose up very nicely over the course of post-Christmas, and it's not stopping as of now. So, damn, if only I went and offered a higher price than $3. Anyway, you get the idea. Worked out wonderfully. Protector L96, not surprised by this. As I said, didn't have the confidence. I expected to see another L96 skin accepted after this, and lo and behold, that did happen. So it's a perfectly fine metallic design, but the actual collection itself has had doors, and that's it. So, yeah, I mean, we had the handmade NMG, but even then, that wasn't working out very nicely. So, yeah, no faith. And then after this, what do we see? Oh, look, another one was accepted just after. So, yeah, I went down. And what price did you offer Hedge? Well, 70 cents to $1. And I can confirm to you right now, it's literally just sitting here at $1. Like, literally. So you probably did pick up a bunch of them. Well, right now it's post-Christmas, and that should be at its all-time high price. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's having a fun time. No. Oh, dear. So, yeah, that didn't really work out very nicely, did it? Nope. Although, this right here, again, not too many skins accepted, not too many sales for this specific skin. It's actually holding up quite nicely. So what you see over to here, Demon Slayer bolt-action rifle. But, again, it doesn't even look like it's an actual skin. If you actually look at it, if you actually held it in your hands, you would see it's got some pretty interesting designs to it and whatnot. But again, it's just not like super in your face. It's not super colourful. Lack of sales has definitely helped you out. So you've got a cool like carved design and whatnot. But who's going to see that from afar? Not too many people. So yeah, it's evens, but it's not exactly doing super crazy. But I did say 80 cents to $1.20, and I can confirm to you I actually did manage to pick up a couple of them. So let's just look at you right now. Just kind of sat there for a bit. Sold a decent amount, around $1. Goes up a little bit. Drops again a little bit. Now it's rising back up again. So all the sales that you see have actually just been like here, buy orders. But the listings you see, well, looks like not too many people actually buying it for this price. But give it time, and with scarcity, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually does manage to slowly rise up. But, you know, people have actually got to want to actually buy the skin for it to actually be bought. Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. I wonder if there's actual demand for it. That's actually a good shout. We'll see how things progress. So, all right. Not looking too bad there. But with my buy order, I only managed to just buy a few. So, should have offered more. Cargo heli bandana and poncho. Well, you did lose your value. You went down to 80 cents. You went down to $1. So that's unfortunate. But not surprising either. So, yeah, until we see a collection continuation, I don't think these will be recovering anytime soon. We've had tons of bandanas in the past, and, well, quite a decent amount of them not looking too pretty. Oh, yeah. Transparent bandanas don't seem to be appreciated. We've had quite a few already, haven't we? Look at all of them. Ponchos in general, I mean, for what you are a mostly green design, but you do have that extra batch of orange there, and I don't think people appreciate that. No. But then again, people don't seem to appreciate ponchos regardless. So, yeah, it just didn't work out. Lack of sales, but lack of interest. So overall, sorry I didn't like instantly talk about whether my buy order prices were actually working out and whatnot, but I think you got the point. With my suggestions in this particular instance, because we've had a lot of success, I actually didn't pick up that many of them. But did you? I'd love to hear it. So just to remind you, I bought a whole lot of these, bought a batch of these, bought 50 of these, and of course I bought a reasonable amount of these, and I'm very happy there. Like, I've actually made a lovely bit of success. And I definitely need to get round to talk about like all the purchases I made in 2025. I need to get to that. I need to talk about like what worked out, what didn't, and what am I looking forward to in the further future. So, all right, cool. So I hope you've been keeping track of all your purchases and whatnot. I also hope you've actually managed to make some lovely, sweet, delicious profit. I should point out, around this period of time, I recorded the first instance. So you've obviously seen the conclusion to this, but I recorded the first instance where I was going to start like pausing my account on SEMM and try my best to sell as much as I could. So of course I've reached the conclusions there. I was trying to find the first video, but I couldn't find it. So what I'm referencing is this. Over the course of 2 months, sold as much as I could, gained quite a lot, and of course I sold over 10,000 skins. Now in regards to the newer skins that came out, the things I bought directly from like Rust stores over the past year, I didn't actually sell that many of the skins. But in certain instances, I sold pretty much everything. Like, there was one of the hammers I bought straight from the Rust store, sold them. But with some other things, I kind of held on to them because I like to hold on to things for a bit longer because I can't help but assume it's going to rise up a little bit more in the future, which is also a problem. There's a reason why at one point I had over 55,000 skins. So yeah, you get the idea. Right, well, it is less now. You can find out if you watch that video. And yeah, this is basically a wrap now. So let's just get a nice little preview for next week. The last Rust store for November 2025. Well, that's an interesting looking design, an interesting bit of transparency. We don't see that much in garage stores, do we? Oh, behold, another Senor Tomato manages to get accepted. Oh, look, tempered bed. Huh. That's a bit of awkward timing, considering we just had the Popstar bed and a lot of people jumped onto it. A glow-in-the-dark set. You waited 8 years to be accepted. What? Oh, well, okay. Okay. Oh, wow. The first ever transparent aim sight handmade NMG, and it's a blackout handmade NMG. Ooh, okay. All right. I can't say that out loud. I'll get demonetized. Oh, green gloves. So yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting looking Rust store. Quite a lot to talk about in regards to that, so I hope you look forward to the next profit review video. And once again, I hope you managed to succeed with the skins that we saw here in this Rust store. Thank you very much for watching the video. Best of luck to you and your sales. Prepare for March and April time. The next dip is expected. But of course, after that, summertime 2026. So yeah, June, July, August. We're looking forward to it. Best of luck to each and every single one of you. Have fun selling your skins.